This is a Sire S7. It is, well, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's wonderful. Oh, it was wonderful.
So wonderful. In fact, we'll tell you the story. We went to Anderton's and you were going to buy either a Chapman ML1 Pro Hybrid or a Sire S7, or both. Those are your words.
Really, I went in for the ML1. I had to get them to get the ML1 from the warehouse because it wasn't in stock. So we had to wait around, and whilst we were waiting around, we thought, let's check out the Sires.
Yeah.
What a day that was.
So, and the ML1 Pro Hybrid has a Seymour Duncan pearly gates in the bridge, which is a fantastic sounding humbucker.
Yeah.
When we compared it to that, the bridge humbucker in this sounded better. It was through a Boss Katana. We've just done a similar test here. I mean, they'd sound about the same, don't they, really?
Yeah, it was definitely less obvious here. When we were playing, it was a very clear difference that this was better than the pearly gates.
Yeah, but this guitar feels amazing. So it's got a roasted maple neck. It's got rolled fretboard. It just feels amazing. They're 500 quid. This is down to £400 at Anderton's at the moment.
Yeah. Is it still £400?
It's still £400.
I think it's got a bone nut as well.
Yeah, it has got a bone nut.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised at.
Abalone inlays.
Yeah, it's got a really high spec, and they've taken it apart and had a look at the pickups. So the pickups are all properly wound and haven't skimped on copper. The humbucker sounds great, as we said. But it's got a 5-way super switch, 500k pots, and one of the problems you get with HSS guitars is 500k pots can make your single coils too bright. But they've obviously done. It looks like I'm not too hot on the super switches, but it looks like there's different capacitors for the single coils and the humbucker. Not only that, they've got resistors attached to some of the lugs, so it suggests that it's EQ'd, so it's like it's got 250k pots, so it sounds like a proper Strat would and like a proper humbucker would. The wiring is amazing, and it's all pushback cloth wiring. It's like, and it's all really neatly done as well, and all tied together. I was shocked, really shocked.
Yeah, it's good to know because obviously it sounds great, and it's nice to just have that. You know, reaffirming the fact that it's actually good quality in there, rather than just like when we were in Anderton's, I was thinking, I can't believe my ears. I couldn't. I just went in there thinking, right, this is going to feel great, but the ML1 with the Seymour Duncan pickup is just going to sound much better, and I'll just go out with the ML1.
Yeah.
And it gave me a weird feeling, and I left.
You looked very confused. What are you thinking?
This is a good day. Happy but sort of weirdly confused because I went out with a £400 guitar, which I knew I was going to like. I was eyeing this up for months, but this just for the money and the feel of it is just incredible, and I couldn't leave without it.
Before playing it, you were saying, "Oh, I'll put a pearly gates in the neck," which the Chapman has, because we know it's a great sounding humbucker, and put a bare knuckle 63 veneer board in the neck, great sounding single coil. And we compared it to the Chapman, which has a pearly gates, and that sounded better. We've just done a test, and it sounds as good. So so that saves you 150 quid. I don't know how much one is, and another 150 quid for two pickups. And you buy a guitar 500. It's in a sale for 4, and you go, well, I don't need to change the pickups, which could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 quid for a good HSS set. So.
Yeah.
And it comes with locking tuners. All the electronics are great inside. The tone doesn't have a nice tone sweep in my opinion, but a lot of people won't use it and won't care. Also, the volume is not wide in the way, so the volume rolls off a bit of tone as well. But that happens in a lot of guitars wiring. So, but what would you change on it?
Well, this is the thing: is that if you buy this guitar for, say, if it on the deal 400 quid, if the pickups were bad. And you put a couple of £100 worth of pickups in there, you would not be disappointed with saying this is a £700 guitar.
No, that's what you expect to do. You expect to buy something and change the pickups.
And because of the neck and the rolled fingerboard and the frets are just perfect. There's not one scratchy fret on there. It's such a nice feel. It's roasted maple, which is one of my favourites. The lock-in tuners, I mean, whether they're locking or not, it doesn't really matter too much to me.
On the one scratchy fret topic... Yeah. After Steve bought one, so we tried 2 in the shop, bought another one, and I was so impressed that I bought one. I've got one scratchy fret.
One. Yeah. Which goes to show that not everything that comes out of the same place is perfect.
Yeah,
this is perfect.
that is perfect. But this one's got a bit of a buzzy E string. Also, the G string buzzes all over the place as well. It just, this is a bad example of a Sire.
No, I wouldn't say it was bad. It's got a couple of buzzy strings which you have tried to fix but couldn't really do much.
Yeah, so the truss rod, it's got a bit more curve in the neck now. It looked like it needed it when I started raising the action, and now I'm like, well, the action's getting a bit high for my liking. Is it getting a bit high? Probably it is actually. And I don't know if the frets have been leveled. Maybe they forgot to level the frets on this or something.
That.
But I don't want to level the frets on. I'd rather just send it back.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. It should come like this one.
Like when you play that,
like this is everything about this is perfect. There's not one wrong thing. It sounds great, feels amazing to play. It's got the gut cut as well, which makes it really nice to come. The back of this guitar, I don't know why. I think I prefer it to the front. Like it just looks amazing.
This extra shaping there is really nice. Oh, it's got a spoony cut.
It's just such a aesthetically pleasing guitar, and unfortunately that isn't as good as this, and it's the same guitar basically, rather than the flame top. This
is how a normal £500 guitar would sort of be, probably.
Yeah.
Is it like a Fender? It's better than a Fender Player still.
Oh yeah,
like the neck definitely.
This feels 10 times. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I've got a Fender Player telly, and the neck,
I've had one.
in comparison, is ridiculous. This is such a nice neck. The Fender, it felt like they didn't even bother doing the frets in comparison.
On every player we've had, though.
Yeah, they're not bad, but the fretboard is really at a right angle, so it's a sharp fretboard, but the frets were just, I don't know, if you were giving it a rating out of 10, it'd be like a 5 or 6. This is a 10.
Yeah, it's slightly better than the Squier.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
The scratches.
And you're paying for a Fender, you're paying for the name. The Player series has been massively good, and it is a wicked guitar.
Oh, yeah, the solid instruments.
Now that I've rolled the fretboard, it's even better. So that's another story. But
and did I do the fret ends?
I think you might have done actually. Yeah,
I did on both of mine.
So I think I rolled the thing, and you might have done the frets. Yeah. So
whereas you don't have to do that on these.
Yeah, so you basically turn it into the Player Plus, which we haven't actually played. I've not played one.
I have no interest in playing one. No,
I wouldn't bother.
I think it's better to buy a normal player, get the FSR one because it's got a higher spec. Yeah, and it's the same price.
And this is just a very high spec, well crafted guitar for such a low price. It's unbelievable.
Would you like to hear it?
You should, and then you should whop out some tunes.
Do you want to play it?
No. You can just look how beautiful it is. And obviously there's different colours of this. I had this green up as soon as it came out.
It's worth noting your wife doesn't like it.
Yeah, well, I might have to get rid of her.
Her, not the guitar.
Yeah, I told her I was going to Anston's to buy the ML1, and she loved the look of that turquoise rain, and I did as well. But when I showed her this, she was like, "Oh, I just don't like it."
Oh, compared to the Chapman, it's a bit more boring.
It's boring, but you won't see it on the camera probably. But there's a nice sparkle to it. It's a dark. Actually, it looks good on that thing. So you know, some pictures it looked a bit lighter, and it wasn't quite as nice.
Yeah, see there, it looks like a Christmas decoration.
Yeah, but I love green guitars.
You could put it on your Christmas tree, and you'd be like no baubles, just this, and you'd be
might
like,
have to do that. Yeah.
And a red one the other side. Oh,
sounds
stop
good.
it! That's
bring
very
your
festive.
red one round, and we'll stick it on a tree.
So we'll go the neck pickup. Really nice, big sound.
Yeah.
We'll go middle pickup. Position 4, position 5, no, position 4, I don't really like it, but
the record, that's. I
These
was
two.
position 4.
Yes.
You don't like position 4? I thought it was position 2 you didn't like, but we call it position 4.
I don't like any of them. I don't like any of the middle positions.
Oh, okay.
So position 2, this is the middle, and this sound split in my opinion.
Oh, we worked out, didn't we?
Oh yeah, it was
is,
definitely
yeah.
split. So it's this side, which I think is why, because this does sound good, even though I don't like position 2. But this does sound great, to be honest. And it's the humbucker split, and it's this coil of it, so it's a bit more further this way, so it's not too offensive.
So it's got a bit of a quacky sound, a bit like when it's out of phase on the Epiphone.
Huh, yeah.
Slightly.
Sounds nice. It's definitely very
like
usable. It's very nice neck
I
as
can't
well.
believe you don't like the position 4. The real position 4, not the one that we call position 4. Yeah, that one. The old John Mayer tone.
And this is the bridge. Sounds great. Supposed to do that.
That's good.
The tone does this, apart from the bottom bit.
Yeah. What's that? 1 to 3, 1 to 4 max.
Yeah, it's not. In fact, mine's not as bad as this, but that happens with some guitars. So I think it's a linear pot rather than audio pot. That's the strangest way of saying that, rather than a logarithmic pot. Most people don't use the tone, so who cares? Also, it does the volume thing where you turn the volume down and the tone goes with it, which happens on the majority of guitars as well. So it loses all the high end, but that's. I mean, if you're trying to find something wrong with it,
that's it.
How much is a pot? £3?
Yeah.
So £6. I wouldn't change the pickups.
No.
Wouldn't change the tuners.
No.
They're locking. They're not a named brand.
I haven't had it for that long, so the tuners might not be great, but so far they've stayed in tune.
Yeah, they don't feel annoying though.
They feel nice.
Like I've been playing mine. It's got the same tuners, and they're not like cheap tuners which sort of you can't get it in tune and they move suddenly and things are all over the place. Like, what is going on? They're just nice.
I think the thing that annoys me, not about this guitar makes me annoyed about other guitars. So this is a sub £500 guitar.
Yeah.
With the nicest neck I've ever played. Whereas you buy a Fender,
yeah, and
I just don't want to play the neck. I want to fix the neck or put this on it.
Yeah.
Whereas I love a Fender. I love having part of it is just having a Fender. Yeah, the idea of having a Fender,
it's like a
the
Gibson,
name,
yeah.
I love it. And I really like my Telly. It's a nice looking guitar, but the fretboard was just underwhelming. It wasn't good enough. Whereas this is the perfect neck and fretboard, in my opinion. And this is a cheap guitar.
Yeah, it shows what you can do for a £500 guitar.
Yeah.
And normally you buy that and think, well, I'll start modding it. Well, maybe that's what we think, and I think a lot of people would think. But you don't with that. The pickups are the main thing you'd mod, and tuners. Yeah. But you don't need to mod any of it.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, you can change the pickguard, like just to change it up a little bit and change the knobs.
Black pickguard, I wouldn't change the knobs.
But there's nothing. Yeah.
One volume, one tone, I prefer.
Yeah, I mean, just changing the actual pots might give you a more full experience so that you can use it a little bit nicer. But let's face it, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick it on 10 and I'm going to stick that on 10. And then if I want to have a woman tone, I'll just put it down to about 1 or right down the bottom, just because there's not a lot of a sweep.
Yeah,
so
it is amazing.
I could leave it on 4 and that's basically 10, and then just swap it down a little bit. Yeah, but
it's really nice.
It's such a nice guitar, especially for the money, and it's
shockingly nice.
Yeah, it's a perfect playing guitar
for £500, and it's up there with every Fender I've owned.
Yeah.
In fact, it's better than most Fenders I've owned. The Custom Shop Fat 50s pickups were probably one of my favourite things, but would I change that for that? No.
No. And I think, well, I'm hoping that they're going to bring out some new guitars in the future, because they started off with the basses, the Marcus Miller basses.
Yeah.
Now they've got the Larry Carlton guitars. They've got different versions.
What could they do to make them better though? Like how can more colours?
Yeah, that would be it. It'd be more colours. They could.
What can they upgrade? What can they actually upgrade? Stainless steel frets, but do you care?
No, not at all. When you feel these frets, you don't care about anything in the world. Like, this is.
I'd say if anything, the fretboard is borderline too rolled, but it's not. It's lovely.
Yeah, I've had a more rolled guitar, which was more of a problem. But these, to me, it's a perfect amount of rolling.
What can they upgrade? They can't make the pickups better. I've looked at them and I've heard them. We've heard them a lot. We've compared them to everything.
It would be less of an upgrade and more of a change. So, like how Chapman put Seymour Duncans in all of their range for 2020 or whatever, or most of their range.
Yeah.
You could technically do that, but it wouldn't really be an upgrade.
Not after that. We just did a pickup comparison video 15 minutes ago. There is no point.
I mean, it's a good bridge. People talk about a 2-point bridge.
Chamois, yeah.
I don't really. I'm never going to put that stick in there. So
yeah.
I don't use it, so I don't care.
Stick.
But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Looks sturdy. Looks good.
There's nothing that you
could put a branded name, like you could put a Wilkinson bridge on it or something. Just
you could put hip shot tuners on it, but they feel great.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
a different colour scratch plate.
Yeah.
Black would look better, but
they did bring out a newer version of they did the vintage 3 single coil version. I don't know what the difference is, but I saw a video where someone really loved it. I mean, as well as the previous one, which had 3 singles.
Oh,
it's just a vintage one, I think, and someone loved it. So it was the best Sire they've ever played. But I don't know what they would have done different, because this is the best guitar I've ever played.
If you were going to buy a Strat style guitar,
there it is.
Yeah, that'd be it.
But again, it can't. Yeah, you can get the flame.
I'd buy that over a Fender.
I would, yeah. I wouldn't bother with a Fender anymore.
And people ask me what guitars to buy. Like a mid-range guitar, if they were saying I want a Strat style guitar, I'd say it's Sire, because you're going to have less wrong with it than a Fender.
Yeah.
Because they get a Fender and go, yeah, I like it, but something doesn't feel right. And I'll be like, yeah, because if you do that, you end up taking the end of your finger off.
Like I've always said, the neck for me is what makes a guitar the best playing experience, and this is the nicest neck I've ever played on any guitar.
Pickups sound great as well.
And the pickups sound great. And the body shape, people don't like. We used to not particularly be fans of
a Strat.
This shape. We
They are
both
boring.
hated telly shapes. You get in and out of phases of sort of thing, but the playability because of the neck is just incredible. Has that gone off, or is that just that thing?
Oh, the battery's done that, I hope.
Okay. But yeah, this is if you want a Strat style guitar that is not a Fender, that is the one to look at. Particularly this one. I really like the white one, actually. That was really nice as well. It was a white with the white scratch plate. It's a nice look.
We played a white one there and that one. Oh, we played 3 in Anderson's.
Yeah. And the white one was as good as this. Well, this isn't the one we played. It's the same. We had the green one, because the one in Anderson's had a busted neck pickup, and the
still sounded great, even though it wasn't
still great. Yeah.
Sounding right.
But this is literally perfect. There's not one thing other than these pots, which aren't actually a problem for me, but someone might not like that because they don't get the full sweep of everything.
So in summary, if you're looking for a 500 quid guitar and you think, should I get a Fender Strat? No, you shouldn't. You should get a Sire.
Or at least try it. Go to Anderson's. Go to any guitar shop and try them out.
Yeah.
But you won't be disappointed as soon as I pick this up.
Not if you've played a Fender Player.
Yeah. Well, I picked this up waiting for the ML1 to turn up, and I went, oh no. Because I knew that the ML1 or any other guitar couldn't feel as good as this. Well, because this was literally
we also picked up that £1,200 used Music Man that was
horrendous. Compared to this, it was just it was terrible.
I mean, if you said to someone that's a £1,000 guitar, someone that could play well and didn't know anything about guitars, they wouldn't know.
Yeah. Like
all the other guitars, they're all expensive. This is the cheapest, but it does not feel the cheapest or sound the cheapest.
And obviously, if you got to like a look of a guitar, and
it comes in different colours. And if you want to hear how the bridge pickup sounds, we did a comparison video where we compare it to about 7 other guitars, and you can hear for yourself that it sounds absolutely fantastic. So check that video out, and thank you for watching.